Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever on the North Atlantic map. We're just hanging around outside Wikaki doing a bit of train spotting, and we're going to pick up pretty much where we left off last time. In that I'm going to focus on, well, look at that, it's like I knew it was coming, the TFV line that we ran between kind of mainland Europe and the UK last time around. Several of you identified that the TFV is fast enough to actually support this line on itself, and I'm not going to lie to you, I have experimented with this, and you're absolutely right, the TFV line is very much fast enough to handle that line with just one engine. So I'm going to, once that one's dropped off, I'm going to depot that one. But before we do that, I just want to patch up some bits of road. Are we patching up bits of road from time to time as we progress? See, it doesn't want to. No, it's not going to do it. It's not. It's just going to have to make do with the road crossing it's got. I mean, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure how it's managed to do that, but solid effort there, AI road builder. Fine, they can have a dirt track that crosses the road. Anyway, here is the beast in question, and yes, it is incredibly expensive to run, and has more than enough capacity to handle the whole line solo. As much as faster turnarounds generates more passengers, it doesn't generate enough to make it worth the effort. So, or worth the expense, I should say. So I'm going to get rid of that, and then we will progress in that way that we do onto today's master plan. Come on there, sunshine. I want to progress onto today's as you do master plan. In your own time. As soon as you're comfortable. Just throw the passengers out. Don't even bother stopping, because you've got a depot to go to. Come on. Come on. Come on. Right. Get out of it. Right, okay, so that's that done. I just want to make sure it's on the right side of the track. Good, right. I'm relatively confident that will get to the depot without causing an enormous foul up. In fact, I'm just going to keep it up over here just so we can watch its progress. Right, our first goal today is the Southern Europe line. I'm reluctant to mess around with it too heavily. No, wrong button. See, that would have been quite seamless. Yes, I'm reluctant to mess about with it too much because, as you can see here, it is bringing in a lot of money. I am not ignoring you, Sukitani Christmas. There is an upgrade in your future. I can feel it. But yeah, I mean we're running a relatively old train consist that, you know, it tops out at 75, and that's fine. But it's not what one might call modern. Likewise, I quite like, if we follow this chap along, I quite like the setup I've got, where I've got a loco at either end and a bunch of coaches in the middle. I think that looks rather grand. So this, as my headline service, I want to replace with something suitably magnificent. So let's kill that off, and then let's see what we've got. So firstly, we need something that's European. Let's go straight to the bottom here. Well, we've got the DSB, which is Danish, and it is an adapted German engine, but it's not, strictly speaking, German. So we can't really use that. The 6.6 is a little faster, but not significantly. This excuse me, Norwegian number is also pretty swift. I don't think we've got the loco. Now we can't be far away from it. I'll hold everything. Here we go. That's what we want. Now slightly older, obviously, the 103, but it is a big beast, and as such it will do nicely. Right, we just want some coaches on there. Right, Einheitswagen 4, 124, 22 passengers a throw. Excellent. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set that to 25%, and we'll update it. Not cheap, but fast and with a hell of a lot of capacity. Now, I mean, that could lead to some minor difficulties as far as keeping that capacity good, because we've got to build up the number of people actually wanting to travel by train, frankly. Oh, there we go. There's the first one. We're at the end of the line. Yes, we are at the end of the line. Rowan, such an unassuming place, Rowan. And Capresto. Right, let's have a quick look at this. Just find the angle. Let's close that down for the moment. Find something that's going to look relatively grand. There we go. That looks like it might do the job. Let's call that up and make sure that it can actually do the whole path. Because that's the other risk is moving to it was electrified already, so I'm just talking nonsense. But the risk when updating is that you end up in a situation where you're trying to put an electric engine on a pre-existing route that doesn't have electrification. Anyway, there you go. That's nice. Is that what you're going to say on it? That's nice. No, I just need to follow this chap along, and then we can stop it upgrading at 25%. There we go. Where are you up to? Ah, now this is one of the older ones because it's not running with the twin locomotive setup. I say that confidently. Which depot are you thinking of heading to, there, friend? Are you going to give me any kind of a tip off as to which depot you fancy? It'd be nice to know. Oh, well, the TFV taking a magnificent stroll across the wilds of Northern Europe as it heads to be replaced. Can't say I fault that completely. Right, there we go. Right, let's change that to 100%. Let's not do it automatically because there'll be something bigger and amazinger. Amazinger is a word, be quiet. By the time I come to do that. Right, okay, now, where are we? We're at SAS. Let's have a look. SAS has got nothing internal as far as transit goes, so while we're in the area, I figure we'll set that up, shall we? Now, we've got a lot of road here that I can remove that chunk of road and potentially put one of my swanky new stations on. Stations, it's a stop, it's a depot, it's a stop. Road, there we go. Can we have this? You see, no, it's at a funny angle. I need something that's more or less straight. No, not without deleting stuff. No, it's bus or nout. XL tram station. Stone the crows. Look at the size. That's no space station. That's a tram station. That's enormous. Let's see if we can get a bit of a better look at that. It's glorious, is what it is. I mean, it uses up so much space. Oh, it'd be nice to fit it in, though, wouldn't it? I think SAS is the place to do it. All right, okay. Well, here we go. It is an unscheduled excessive spend. What am I? How am I? Let's have a. Five of your finest millions. Crikey. Yeah. SAS may not be the place. SAS may be the. There's a certain level of insanity going on if I decide to place it here. I mean, how much? What size is the footprint? Okay. So I am going to need to move a lot. Well, I've got 100 million in the bank. Let's, don't think too much about it and just get deleting. Yes, I may have removed stuff that was. Buildings must be removed first. Which building? I don't want to remove that building. That building's very expensive. How we done? Well, that's a nice way to get rid of 12 million in a hurry. Oh, for crying out loud. Look, I'll just do all of it, right? There we go. What now? There. Now, if that's not enough space, then I am preciously short on ideas as to how I might accomplish this. Not enough space. Terrain alignment collision. Okay, right. We need to... Sod it. Let's get rid of that as well. There we are. Now, the big question, how much are you going to cost me? Because I see a potential route here. Right, something very similar to that. Really make the station a focal point for things. Can I upgrade? Is there an upgrade point there? There isn't. Okay. And then put this station on. Just do it, will you? Look, I have created so much space for you. Go on, you got you as well. Go on, you all have to go. Everything must go. Oh, you're joking. Right, no more. I've spent way too much on this already. But it's going to look amazing. And I think... And that's a bit of a trek from the station, but I want to snake this road in. Okay, well, let's start by snaking the road. There you go. Like that. Nope, there. Yes. Sold. Okay, well. That's terrific, that is. I mean, is it worth the 30 million it cost me to set it up? Time will tell. But there we go, set it up. This is not the episode I had in mind for today. Yes, right. So I suppose we ought to put some tram tracks in then, I suppose. That seems to be a sensible kind of an idea. Gracious. Yes. Let's, hold on, no. Build some streets. Street to there would be a good plan. Now, those people that I've just evicted, there's a very real chance that they'll just move straight back in. And hopefully surround this building in a rather fine fashion. Right, let's think stops, shall we? Land use. Right, so we've got some industrial ponderously placed over here, and I want to bring that in. Now, it's also been suggested that point-to-point services are significantly more effective than not point-to-point services, than loops, right? So get off that. Let's not take any chances that we accidentally place another one of those things. So I think we can run one line there, maybe with a swing. No, there's no uptake off that. Yeah, we can put another line here. If we can get some road upgrading done. This better work first time. I'm just saying. Otherwise, I'll have deleted a bit of perfectly functional track there. No, you're never going to get full fat track through that. And let's face it, if it comes down to it, the track is going to win. So if this ends up with me having to replace a dirt track, I will. Don't think I won't. Right, we're going to go Swedish on this one, folks. There you go. Given that those are the choices I have, we'll take Swedish signals for this crossing, which looks a bit better. Can we get some road upgrade here? In fact, you know what? Let's start thinking bus lanes as well. Not enough space. Well, can I delete this bit? Okay, well, this episode has rapidly turned into the redevelopment of SAS. Because I don't see this being complete any time in the next couple of minutes. So dig in. We're crying out loud. That's a risk, but it worked. There we are. That's just bad road, really. There you go. Upgrades everywhere. Now, the good thing about bus lanes is that any of your vehicles can use them. You know, whether it's trucks, trams, buses, they're all happy to make use of bus lanes. Right, let's put in a very simple one. Let's also tram up here. So this is going to be my first run. If I can... Oh, you frustrate me so. Vexed am I. There we go. Look, get across. And now let's see if we can... I don't know if this is going to work. I don't think I've tried this before. Alright, well, let's... No, it will work. Oh, that's good. I didn't know whether it would allow rail to cross over a tram track or not, but the answer is, yes, it will. Splendid. And I probably... I don't like that crossing. I'm going to do it again. I don't suppose I can just click on it and upgrade it, can I? I can. Okay, good. Right, well, I want Swedish signals on there. There we go. Always quick on the delete trigger, this fella. Right, let's get round here and take this baffling corner. We are still going the right way. Yes, we are still going the right way. Excellent. Right, into the tram terminus, which is it's a magnificent beast, but you know, bizarre at the same time, ludicrous. Right, let's put a very straightforward tram stop on here. Hold on, what are we thinking? How's it going to get back? It's just going to pull a Yui. Well, in which case, let's put a cheapy tram station on there. There we go. Don't worry, track completionists. This line will probably continue onwards. So we'll stick our first line up here. New line. And this even gets to be the alpha commute route. Now, this is an experimental idea more than anything else. I mean, because I want to see if running, you know, a dozen or more tram lines, steady on. A dozen or more is perhaps over-egging it a little. I want to see if running a lot of tram lines is actually a viable method rather than looping it, because a loop round SAS would be a piece of cake. But I've got all of these stations, all these stops at the annex there that I figured I might as well bill out a bunch of them, and then we can get the double whammy as far as does it work with point to point rather than looped services as well. So there is madness to my method. Stuff it. Let's track the lot of that. Right, good. That's another one. See, I'm investing in. I'm investing a lot in hitting up this tin pot little commercial district, industrial district. Well, I'm so grateful that in Transport Fever they've changed the colorization to match SimCity. Blue is commercial. Everybody knows this, and in Transport Fever they've actually changed that, so that's grand. Right. Where are we going next? Okay, so we've got this big residential chunk here, and that will regrow. Terrain alignment collision. How? I don't just Tell them to lose the fence. They'll be okay. They'll get over it. Can we squeak that through there? Yes, we can. All right. You know what? I'm just going to track as much as I can, I think, and then I'll figure it out from there. I'm pretty certain there are no ongoing costs with the maintenance of tram truck. Tram truck? Yeah, sure. Why not? Otherwise, you know, I'm making a financial rod for my own back here, but I suspect that individual track sections are not repeatedly charged. And then we'll think in terms of individual stops and then hook them all up. Are you linked? You're not quite linked. Now, I'm near certain that I'm going to miss a couple of bits somewhere, and I'm sure that you'll find value in the comments section with regards to, no, you missed a bit there. Yeah, we'll go all the way. I mean, this is almost a neighbouring town by this point. This is not still the same town. Now, if you came to see, you know, tram track being laid for an episode, you're in luck. Frankly, no, give it bus lane, make it electric tram track. There we go. Right, where's the obvious place that I've missed? That'll be here, and there. Anywhere else? Visit SAS, everybody, the place where you can hear the streets humming at night. Might as well just complete round that corner. Okay, I think I'm about there. Right, so leisure area. Well, the leisure area is pretty pitiful, if I'm honest. Oh, we've got a couple of gambling facilities down there, and you know, we want to make sure that those who are happy to fritter their money away can fritter it away with me. All right, let's do one there. Yes. Right, we've got 2 more lines to add. So we're going that one. You can be Bravo, well done. TSA, Bravo. And then we've got this other one that we added a moment ago. That one. TSA, Charlie. And are we done? No, sir, we are not done. Not by a long stretch. And then I think, actually, in order to make SAS worthwhile, I'm going to want to look at... what am I going to want to look at? I'm going to want to look at something. Yeah, I'm going to want to look at its goods supply and make sure that we're really maxing that out. Because if this works, it could provide some real kind of growth fuel for the city. TSA Delta. So yes, once again, expensive. But at this stage of the game, I am all about expensive experimentation. Which is not only fun to do, it's also alliteration. TSA Echo. Crikey. I think we've got at least another 2 or 3 routes here, you know. Somewhere here-ish would be welcome, I'm sure. Let's do it. What the heck? Yes, the local townsfolk are going to be, you know, somewhat, I don't know, either aghast or agog or something with regard to this new development. I like to think that they'd be generally supportive, and that tram spotters the world around will come give them a visit. There we go. All right, Sky. No, get rid of that. In fact, let's just pull up 3 more, just so that we've got the choice. We might not need all 3. There's a bit of a gap there, but there's not much built in that section. We've got 2 over there, which is fine. We want 1 here, most def. So, for those of you who say loops, bah, I say, all right then, here's the alternative. Because the alternative is madness. Although, to be honest, it's actually a commuter system that I quite like the idea of. In that, you know when you're going on a bus or something along those lines, and it stops at God knows what along the way, and you've got 58 stops to deal with betwixt point A and point B, which is the one you actually wanted to get to. I think that this is actually pretty good, where it's just going to take you straight there. And I believe there will be a reason why most transport companies don't do it. TSA Hotel. Right, anybody else? Which part of this fine burb is feeling slighted by my transport planning? No, I think that's it. I think any more than that, and I ought to just, hang up me something or other and put it away, because it's just verging on the ridiculous. Right, let's delete that one. Okie dokie, right, I need somewhere amazing to put a tram depot, and I'm feeling it's going to be over here. Depot, tram, yes, spank it right next to that station. No, that's a terrible idea, because if that station actually grows, then you're going to, and stop thinking of it as a station, it's a stop. Stations have trains, stops do not. Or they can do. I think you've driven yourself into something of a dead end of a conversation there. Right, okay, almost done. There we go, right. Oh, if I've left enough room, that'd be something. I have left enough room. That's something. Right, buy trams. Should we do them all at once or one at a time? Does it really matter? What do we got here? 8? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another expense there. You. Hello there. We want you on Alpha. Be gone. Hello there, you. Oh, hold on. We want to make sure that we're actually running now. You, don't set line all, that would be bad. You, TSA, bravo. Thank you. Get out of my face. Next one. I know, I've stopped talking, and I've stopped. I see. I should have said it out loud, because I've forgotten how many I've done now. What have we got left? 5. So I've done Charlie. See, I was going to say there's not an awful lot of commentary you can do about, repeatedly placing another tram onto a track somewhere, but actually saying it out loud's helping me to keep track of it. Right, Delta. And this one is Echo. Your Foxtrot. Your Golf. And your Hotel. There you go. Step away from the keyboard, man. You've done enough damage for one day. Okay, right. So that's a lot of trams. I think we've got our episode name. Meanwhile, the TFE is still happily making its way to wherever the hell it's going. Now, admittedly, I've been paused for a little while here, but where are you going? Why is it taking so long? Are you at Yeol? You're not. You're at Telman. What the hell are you doing at Telman? Where are you going? You're just showing off. You're going, hey there, my American friends. Look how fast I am. I'm being retired, for I'm too fast. There you go. One laughably xenophobic French accent just for you. Actually, this is gonna make for a fun. Oh, look, there's a bit of everything happening here. I'm still none the wiser as to where it's going. You know, I'm at the wrap-up section of the show here, and I can't, because I want to know where this fool is headed off to. Now, obviously, this fool is headed off to somewhere on the basis that that another fool did not put a depot that it could actually reach. But there's one at the top of Potato. Why has it not gone there? Because right now it's just it's on a world tour. It's no longer just, you know, soaking up the sights and sounds of Europe. That looks like a bit of an upgraded track there. Let's that won't do. There we go. Since I'm passing. Yeah, upgrade the lot. There we are. There we are. Right, now, where are you going? You're headed for depot. But which one? Also interesting is it has managed to get from the Central Europe line onto... This is the USA Mega route it's on here, I think. And it's managed to do that relatively seamlessly. Thank you very much, Atlantic Crossing. But even so, that's a good view of the city, isn't it? What is that? Is that Colesver? Feels like it should be. No, it's Christmas. Colesver's a little bit further down. No, Colesver's a little bit further up. There you go. Well, we can't stop watching, can we? I mean, you know, that would just be cruel. As it's doing 41 miles per hour through the wilds of America. You know, I was retiring you because you were costing me money, right? You know, that was the whole notion behind your retirement. It wasn't anything personal. It was just that you were expensive, and that running you would end up costing me a packet. So you running at the moment is somewhat counterproductive. Still, hey, Christmas looks pretty good, doesn't it? I ought to spend more time here. Oh, I can see room for updates going on here. So that'll be the Sukatani Christmas that we've just strolled past. Where are we going now? I don't really know. I'm fed up of hitting the bridge with my face. Well, this is unusual. Still, all of this is buying us time where those tram services will be getting really, really busy. So we can go back and check that out in a moment. But I have to know what this Egypt is up to. Because it's taken it equally. I'm looking at the money, and the money's only going down at the moment. Now, that could just be a timing thing on my part in terms of it not paying. Oh, hello, where are we going now? This is Onion Jack. Okay. Well, there isn't a depot here, but there is one at Brownville. Okay, maybe that's where we're headed. It certainly isn't the one I would have chosen. Well, there we go. I mean, you know, given that we're only running one TFV properly now on the whole route, I think this is actually, you know, a fine celebration of a vehicle that is going to not be used as much as its flagship status might suggest it should be. But you're too expensive and you don't accelerate fast enough. I mean, I would pay the cost happily if it got up to its top speed in a blink of an eye, but it just doesn't. It takes ages, and it costs too much. So look at that. No, it's just throwing up magnificent screenshots everywhere we go. coming into Brownville. Brownville's actually got some commuter stuff going on. That's nice. Oh, you'll also notice. Yeah. Don't think I didn't. I didn't notice that I'd updated that without showing you. I have put some other locomotives into the circulation of the. No, there isn't a depot at Brownville. There's one at. Is there one at Telman? Obviously, we've already been through Telman once, so it's kind of hard to say where we're thinking of going next. But evidently it's some way from here. Normally I'd have wrapped up, 5, 6, 10 minutes ago. Equally, this is single track. Oh, this could be bad. Where's the Brownville Telman? I must have passed it in the station. Must have done. Helps if you look at the right track there, bucko. Right, here we go. Still heading for the station. Hello again. So if a passenger has been waiting for a train for some time now, we'll go, is that the same train? Oh, no, there we go. There's a depot. Right, okay. I mean, it's, as much as... You're going to have trouble squeezing a TFV into those buffers. Some Harry Potter nonsense going on in there. Just how ridiculous. Delete it. Thank you. 3 million back. Right. I've got to see the money situation. Where are we? Income 68.9. Running cost 66.2. Okay, we're fine. We're fine here, as long as I don't go too mad in the future on capital expenditure. Then everything will be grand. Let's head back over to SAS just to wrap things up for today and see what's happening at the tram megaplex. 5 people waiting for trams. Oh yeah, the level of riches I have coming are significant. How many of you got on board? None. You? 2. Brilliant. How many did you just pick up? 33. Awesome. Good. Right, well, this hasn't proved to be a complete waste of money at all, has it? No, it hasn't. Look at that. That's brilliant. I apologise for not giving due props to the mod maker for this station. But I'm absolutely hopeless with names. But you'll know your work if it's yours, and feel free to claim it in the comments, because this is fab. With your little roundabout at the end, which helps people platform assign correctly. Let's just increase the tempo for a sec. I think it will pay off. I think we just haven't given it enough time yet. But we need SAS to grow, and I'll have a quick look at the town list before we... I'll make it so we can see what's happening. Before we wrap up. SAS is actually the 3rd smallest city. Well, how's about that? That's something that needs to change. And I imagine it will do. Let's have a quick look at its goods supply. 32 of 44. So, yes, we could. And in fact, it's all the way out there. Alright, bit more goods supply. A few more passengers coming in. Yeah, see, I'm feeling it. I can see this working. SAS Bryan VA, I think if we update the loco we've got on there. Alright, there's potential. There we go, and the population's dropped by 1. Splendid. Thank you very much for watching today. This has been a lot of trams. All the trams. Tram, and a global tour from the TFV that's being retired. I had other things in mind, but I guess I'll just have to get to them in the next episode, which will be a 4-hour live stream, which I will subsequently break into 1-hour chunks as you know, as narrative kind of suggests, for you to chew over in your own time. Thank you very much for watching. Chuck us a like if you enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you've not done so already, and I'll be back very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.